Well, good morning and welcome to this week's edition of our Ideal Trading Lifestyle Spotlight Session for Wednesday, October 17, 2012. My name is Randy McMullen. I am the market analyst for Ideal Trading Lifestyle and will be presenting you with this week's Spotlight Session. Now, at this session, what we usually do is we want to welcome, obviously, all of our clients that are listening on the call. And so what we typically do now is just ask that we get a hands up from each one of you, just confirming that, in fact, you can see the video, the audio, and just want to make sure that all of that is working well. So we'll just wait a moment here as we get all of this information. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Good. Excellent. All right. And also we want to welcome those that are listening via video link that were unable to watch this session when it was presented live to our clients. And so for those that are listening via video link, again, welcome to our session. This session is generally anywhere from about 30 to 45 minutes, typically, dependent upon questions and other things that we may be addressing through the Spotlight session. But typically what we like to do is introduce clients to our overall trading account summary. This is kind of our benchmark of where we're seeing portfolio gains, typically what a client should be expecting using the Ideal Trading Lifestyle selection picks, following our precision buy strategy of buy, sell, and stop loss, as well as our position sizing strategy, which is quite dependent upon market sentiment. So we like to review this and again, want to make sure that everybody is in fact seeing similar results when they're applying the Ideal Trading Lifestyle disciplines. It's very important. One of the things that we'll always allude to is the trader's mindset, which is what our focus is with our Ideal Trading Lifestyle clients. And that means that we can be presenting one of the best trading systems on the planet, but if a trader's emotions are forcing them to do things outside of the disciplines, they're not going to see the same success. So one of the things that we always focus on is making sure that you follow the disciplines to the letter. All right, so looking at our most current trading statement for Ideal Trading Lifestyles, which is right up to October 16th, 2012, you'll notice that since inception of January 2011, we put $15,000 into a tax-free savings account. And so what we're seeing right now over the last approximately year and 3/4 is a portfolio gain of 47.3%. Now that is an excellent gain and way above the markets, how they're performing. So essentially, our Ideal Trading Lifestyle clients should be seeing the same types of portfolio gains following our buy, sell, stop loss strategies on our picks, as well as our precision sizing strategy, making sure that we're minimizing risk in the markets with respect to our portfolio and capitalizing in those rising markets on being able to take more of our portfolio to a given pick. So one of the things that's extremely important about this particular statement is the fact that trading is a long-term strategy. It's not something that we make a decision on based on 1-2 trades, based on a week or a month. As you can see here, this is a long-term approach. I mean, so far in the month of October, and we're just about halfway through the month, we're already sitting at a 1.64 portfolio gain. That means the average Ideal Trading Lifestyle client should be up about 1.64% in their portfolio if they're trading all three memberships, which would be our US, our Canadian, and our ETF memberships. And what's important to take note here is that all of these portfolio gains are after membership fees and after your online broker fees. So these are net returns. And so as you can see, we came off a weak summer, which is pretty normal. What we typically see is lower volumes. And so, you know, if we look at an overall trading approach, here we're looking at some months such as October 2011 up 8% in our portfolio. You can see here December 3.6%, January great month 6.2%. Keep going, we've got June at 4.5% and July obviously at 2.42%. So these are great portfolio gaining months. We have on the flip side had months that haven't been the best. You can see March we actually had a drop, and September and August also a slight drop. But what's important here is that the disciplines work in the long term, not in the short term. So overall, clients are seeing those kinds of gains. So if you had a tax-free savings account that you started in January 2011, following our disciplines, you'd be sitting at about $22,000 now, which is a nice, healthy gain in that particular portfolio. Below, you can see the current transactions that we've got for the last 30 days. So going right back to September 14th to October 17th, you'll see all of the picks that we've got and how they performed. You can see that we have, in fact, had a couple of picks that have stopped out. What that means is that that pick actually filled, but it didn't go the right way. It actually dropped, and it closed below our stop loss strategy, and so we essentially got out of that pick and moved on. And the important thing with trading is this, is that we'll never be 100% right. One of the aspects with trading as we coach our clients is you need to be prepared to take the odd loss. It's extremely important. And you can see that just over the last 30 days, we're really only showing one stock that has stopped out. The rest have been sold. We've had a couple that have been not filled, one that's still open. So you can see our overall track record is quite positive, but when we do take a stop loss, we make sure that we move out and we continue to see more gains. We're not tying ourselves up in that. Okay, one of the other aspects that we generally look at is the economic reports that are coming out throughout North America, and these are quite critical because these have a lot to say with what's going on as far as our technical analysis and the overall optimistic view of the market. So we can see that on October 15th, we actually had our retail sales numbers come out, and they came out beating expectations at about 1.1% for the month of September, and you can see that they expected 0.7%. So that actually caused the markets to turn around a little bit and start trending up yesterday, which was a positive sign. Now, we also had some great news today. We had the CPI, which essentially looks at the consumer price index. That came in at 0.6%. They were expecting 0.5%, so that came in a little bit higher. Capacity utilization is bang on at 78.3%. You can see that we actually saw our housing index come in at 41 compared to an expectation of 42. And what's extremely important here and why we're seeing some upside in the markets is you can see our housing starts. So these are U.S. Housing starts came in at 872,000 for the month of September, expectation of 768. So that's well ahead. And another important one is building permits. So these are future housing and building starts, came in at 894,000, expectation of 815. So this gives us an indication that we're starting to see some improvements in the economy as housing starts are beginning to improve, building permits so that there's more buildings going up, more manufacturing going on, which supports a lot of other industries. Tomorrow we've got the jobless claims coming out, and they're expecting those relatively flat at about 360,000. So these are new jobless claims for the U.S. and continuing claims, again, still flat at 3.27 million. So you can see essentially where we're at with that. So it's extremely flat, but we do keep an eye on that tomorrow morning at 8:30 Eastern Time is when they release those results, and that has a huge impact on the markets as well. So these are some of the key economic reports that are going on in the markets as we see. Let's just talk a little bit now how all of that kind of parlays itself into what's going on with the S&P. Looking at the S&P now, you can see that we did find a confirmation of support at this existing channel line here, which has now been in place since about the middle of August, and we've had a couple of nice days here. So even though we've seen some declines for about 5 days in a row, you can see how we found some nice support here, and we've continued to rise up. Now, what's going to be extremely important, however, is whether or not we're going to see a breakthrough of that existing line here, this existing channel line, which represents our 52-week high and strong resistance for the market. So we're extremely cautious with the S&P going forward until we see a breakthrough of this, and we're also at a point, as you can see, where we're looking at a crossing over of our momentum, and until we see that happen, we're not going to be totally comfortable with where these markets are headed. Now, looking at the TSX, quite similar there. You can see how we found nice support here at this existing trend line, which is also a previous cycle low, giving us an indication that we have found some support. But again, are we going to see a breakthrough of this existing channel line, which represents our 52-week high for the TSX. So it costs us with both the TSX and the S&P. Doesn't mean, however, that we're not in the markets and buying. We are looking at, in this case, our position sizing would be looking at smaller positions, and we'd be wanting to get in and out with smaller profits just based on the fact that we're in a tight channel right now, and we don't want exposure in the markets if all of a sudden they decide to turn around and go the other way. Okay, so one of the key questions that has recently come out from one of our clients is when we produce an ideal trading lifestyle pick, when should I complete that work? So when should I actually go in and do what I need to do in order to put my online order in place? Well, let's just walk through that. So when an ideal trading lifestyle pick is posted, you will receive an email identifying that there's a pick in a specific membership. It'll either be in the ETF, the US, or will be in the Canadian membership. And what's important here is when that pick is posted, you'll be able to go to that. You'll typically be able to, at any time in the evening now, be able to go through and complete your precision buy strategy, which is the buy, sell, and stop loss pricing. And at the same time, you'll be able to do your position sizing. These are both calculators available in Ideal Trading Lifestyle, and the position sizing calculator is quite important because this is based on market sentiment and will identify how many shares you should be buying based on your portfolio size and what you have available in your investment. Now, should you require some information or a video on how to complete this, you'll find that there are videos in Ideal Trading Lifestyle that will show you how to complete the precision buy calculator as well as the position sizing calculator. But that's when you would do that any time in the evening after the pick is posted. Now, I also want to draw your attention to the fact that there could be a change in market direction. There are mornings where we do see, for example, changes going on in the markets, and as a result of that, we are in fact at a point where we might need to post a change, which means that we might be making a change in market sentiment, which overall would mean potentially an adjustment in the buy, sell, and stop loss strategy for your stock, as well as a change in the overall position sizing. So the important thing here is when you've completed your overall ITL precision buy and your position sizing, you've entered this now into your online broker, should you get an email in the morning, and that'll typically occur anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour prior to market open. So we want to make sure that we give you enough time to go in there and make an adjustment with your online order. So what that means is that if there's a change, let's say we go from a neutral to a caution, which means that there's been a change in the markets overnight. We're not as maybe bullish on the markets as we were, and so we're asking you to be a little bit more cautious. So what you would do then is you would simply go in, rekey the information based on the change in market sentiment to both the precision buy and the position sizing calculator. Then you would make the adjustment to your online broker order. Okay, so that gives you a pretty good idea when you should be completing this work with respect to an Ideal Trading Lifestyle pick. All right, I want to also just give you some heads up on some of the community news items that's going on and some of the upcoming events that we've got. So for example, we want to make sure that every Saturday at 10 a.m. you're taking advantage of our live customer question and answer. Now this is available mainly to our My Wealth Accelerator clients, but also we make it available to our Ideal Trading Lifestyle clients, so you can see how we're graduating clients through the learning exercise, allowing you not just to be looking at Ideal Trading Lifestyle picks, but potentially to take advantage of our larger watch list that we've got and the disciplines on looking at greater gains in the market. Now, we've also got some live fall bootcamp sessions coming up, so you can see that with our annual customers, these are free. If you're not an annual customer and you want to attend these, you can attend them either live or online anywhere, just as you are right now. These are also being recorded, so they're going to our clients that have registered for those. But we're in Edmonton on October the 23rd. We're in Calgary on October the 21st. 5th, Regina on November the 21st. And so we want to make sure that those clients that are in those areas, we more than want to see you attend, build the community with other clients as well in your local area. But for those that can attend, we are providing an online access to the event, and so we'll make sure that that you can also partake in the learning as well as the question and answer period that goes on during there. And those are generally 2 hours in length. Now, we've also got our upcoming online options refresher training sessions, and those are coming up. We've got one on November the 15th at 8 o'clock and another one on December the 15th at 8 o'clock. So we want to also invite our existing options clients. Now, if you're not an options client, but you're very interested in leveraging your portfolios by allowing you to have larger positions with less cash, options is definitely the way to look at that. So what we want to do is, if you're interested in our options course, you can contact us, email us direct, and we'd be more than happy to get back to you with respect to how you can partake in our options. And the important thing there with our options trading is how we differentiate ourselves in the market with respect to other options courses. And how we do this is we actually build on the knowledge that you already have through Ideal Trading Lifestyle, as well as the My Wealth Accelerator courses. And by doing that, we will teach you how to take advantage of the picks that we've already screened through our filter system and purchase option contracts on those. So you can either build your own portfolio or you can take advantage of the existing picks that have already been identified in our watch lists or our Ideal Trading Lifestyle. Okay, so at this particular point in time, what we'd also like to do is to address your attention to the fact that we do have a blog that's available for each and every one of you to make sure that you're getting to, and you'll find this blog located at our Ideal Trading Lifestyle at blogspot.com, and so you can just go there and you'll be able to access the Ideal Trading Lifestyle blog on a regular basis. Here we post our articles. You'll also notice that we post our articles right in the community news folder as well, so you can go there and you can select the articles at that time. Now, what we'd also like to do is just open the door to any other clients that are here that might have some additional questions that you'd like to be asking. And typically what we would do is we would just ask if you could, put your hands up. We'd be more than happy to give you the mic, or perhaps just type your question in. And while you're doing that, we want to invite those clients that aren't able to attend this session live, that are listening to this via video link, that we invite you to ask questions as well. And even though you're not there, we'll make sure that we make a point to address your question at our next Spotlight session. Okay, so the only question we have here from one of our clients is, and it's just a quick question, with respect to the boot camps that are coming up. If they haven't registered for it, how do they go and do that? Well, as indicated, if you haven't registered for any of the boot camp sessions, you can do that by calling our 1-888 number or email us direct at training@idealtradinglifestyle.com. One of our staff will get back to you with respect to attending one of these boot camps. And the second part of the question that this client asked was, what type of information is covered off in these boot camps? These boot camps, we've been doing them for a few years now for our clients. And so essentially what these boot camps are really meant to do is to bring the community of clients together in a particular area, and also to invite those that can attend to be there live but online in their presence. Now, at these boot camp sessions, we cover off how you can further enhance your skills as an Ideal Trading Lifestyle client, and how we actually take our clients and move them and gradually train them and develop them so they can actually pick up what we call our basic and our advanced trading disciplines, how they can move from a 1 to a 1.5% return to anywhere from a 2 to a 3 to a 4% return following the My Wealth Accelerator disciplines. Then we also show you how you can migrate yourself into what we call our options trading courses. There you could be looking at 10 to 20% returns with the same movement of the stock. So these boot camps are excellent ways for you to build additional knowledge, build community with other clients, and at the same time learn how you can graduate yourself, and if that's something that you're interested in. So just let me know if that answers your question well enough, and we want to invite all clients to attend these boot camps because it's important that we are investing ourselves and growing and learning. Okay, excellent. All right, so what I'd like to do now is just thank everybody that has attended our session today. And on behalf of Ideal Trading Lifestyles, this is Randy McMullen signing out for this week's Spotlight